Morning, everybody. It's Wisco Southpaw here. Hope you guys are having a great day, week. Today I wanted to start, it's a multi-part series about why pocket knives. What made me say, hey, you know what? I'm going to start buying a whole bunch of knives. What was the impetus behind that? What do I enjoy about it? So this is going to be a multi-part type of thing. And the first thing I wanted to focus on today was one of the things that I really find interesting about pocket knives is their locking mechanisms. I think I've said this before. I'm not a big fixed blade guy. I enjoy pocket knives for a couple different reasons. One of them being the locking mechanism. So we're going to talk a little bit about that. I have a group of knives here. I think I did it right. I think these are all different locking mechanisms. But before we get to that, if you enjoy any of this, please like and subscribe. I'd appreciate it. It always helps as somebody tries to get something going here. So there's a ton of different locking mechanisms. Let's talk about the OG, the original, for the most part, as far as I understand it. Actually, there's probably two. There's the liner lock. Now this one can be fun. I think I've talked about this particular knife before. I'm not a big fan of a ton of like teeth on the locking mechanisms. I like something that's a little more less aggressive because I like to fidget with my knives. Oh, hit my finger there. I like to fidget with my knives, and so I do enjoy a locking mechanism. It's not quite as aggressive, but still, this is something I can sit and just play with this knife, all day long. Just kind of sit there. And one good thing about this knife is there's also additional deployment methods with the fuller. But so this is the original, the liner lock. Next one I'm going to show you, and this one might be a little bit tough. This is the Kizer Megatherium. So far, for the price I paid for this knife, pretty disappointing because this thing is so hard to open. Guys, I've tried to adjust the pivot. I've done a couple different things. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's, I thought about, I'm a lefty. This is another thing about this knife is there's only one pocket clip, but still, I thought, is it because the locking mechanism there's pressure being put on it when I try to open this knife. Anyway, to get back to the topic, this is, as you can see, sorry about that, guys. Got distracted by something there. This is a frame lock. Once again, this is the Kizer Megatherium. So the way this works is, as you can see, the actual part of the frame is what locks. You can see that in there. See what kind of lockup we have on this guy. Probably it's about 20%. So once again, just kind of a cool different kind. This is another one. The frame lock's made well, right? You can just sit and you can just flick, mess around with this. Now this is a knife that also has multiple deployment methods. This one is, I think it's because the frame lock and my thumb are always in the way. But anyway, Megatherium frame lock. This is the second kind of locking mechanism. Now, in recent years, you've gotten into a lot of different types of knives. This is a OTF. This is a Ravencrest. This isn't so much a locking mechanism. Well, I guess it is because it's all one piece. It's all, So this is just a hit the button and it automatically locks out. Pull it back and it retracts. So I really wasn't sure if I was going to use this in this video because it isn't exactly a locking mechanism per se, but it is how the knife is locked out. Some other popular, all right, so the two really popular ones right now are the crossbar lock. This is the Vosteed Raccoon. The Vosteed Raccoon. This is one that is great for if you're, no matter if you're right-handed or left-handed, because it is truly the only ambidextrous lock. Well, maybe. Actually, there's a couple more that I have here that I would say are pretty ambidextrous. But here's the issue I have. The only issue I have with this is that I have never been bit more or cut more with a knife than I have with my crossbar locks. I don't know if that's me. Maybe I'm just doing things wrong. Maybe the flesh on my fingers is just fat. But if you look here, you have to put pressure. I don't know if that's how I was holding it, but on multiple occasions, because I've put pressure on the bottom of the knife onto my hand, and then pulled the crossbar lock, as it's coming down, I think some of my skin has just kind of, and I don't have like I don't have like overly chubby hands or anything, but still I've managed to get skin kind of up in there, and it's actually cut my hand on 4 or 5 occasions. So I love a crossbar lock. You really have to be careful though when operating it. Make sure that you have enough pressure on the knife that you don't put all of it on the heel of your hand as you're closing it, because otherwise you will cut yourself. The other real popular one is the button lock. There's some really nice things about button locks. One of them being that in most cases, I have another one here that that's a different type of button lock, and so I'll talk about that a little bit, but that makes it very different. But for the most part, button locks are great for quick deployment. Button locks are great for as general locks. They're mostly ambidextrous. I do kind of wish that they made a left-handed. I think it'd be a little easier to operate, but this is not a big deal to use my index finger instead of my thumb to deploy. And this, of course, I had this on my last Sunday carry. This is the Civivi Praxis. So, but another cool knife. The only issue with these is, and you hear about it all the time on every video, is the lockup, how well it locks up. I kind of agree with some of the guys out there, like Metal Complex. I don't beat on my knives enough where I feel like failure. Could it fail? Okay, I guess, but I don't beat on my knives enough where I think it's going to be a real issue. Another type of button lock is one I have here. This is the Hogue. This is the Hogue X5. This is a great knife. But now this button lock only works to close it. All right, you cannot use this knife. As a matter of fact, it doesn't even work. This only works one way. This is kind of like another knife I'm going to show you here in a little bit. Well, no, this if you can see that is a plunger. That is the way people make them. I don't know why. I don't know why this does not. I mean, I'm sure there's a reason. This is a great knife. Actually, now that I'm just looking at it, I need to buy a different clip for it. It is set up for left-hand carry, as you can see, but you have to buy a separate clip. I don't have one yet. This is also one that has an additional lock. So you're using the knife. You want to make sure that it's safely locked out. Well, there you go. This knife isn't going anywhere. So that's cool. Hogue X5, just a different type. It's a different type of button lock. All right, so let's get into a couple of the cool ones that you don't see all the time. I'll start with the compression lock. Now this is this you do see around. This is a little bit more common. So this is the Vosteed RS Chaos, and this has what looks like a button lock, right? But it's actually a liner lock or compression lock. So it's safer than a liner lock because you're not reaching your fingers in here to close it, right? And it works exactly like a button lock. Except I would say, I mean, unless you're going to hit your hand on the button, I would say this is, I don't know, you guys can comment. Is it safer than a button lock? Probably. So this is another option here. I want to get going here because I know that I don't want to keep my videos getting super longer and longer every week. My favorite current lock, this is the Super Lock by Civivi. This is the Civivi Vision FG. Great knife, amazing knife, but a really cool, awesome, fun locking mechanism. And let's see, we have, of course, we have the Cold Steel 8015. This, of course, is a very interesting, what is this? The Scorpion Lock, I believe this is called. So this is where you literally you pull up on the body, and there's a pin in there that catches it. This is a really cool lock. I'm trying to get better at it. I am not super good at using this right now, but I'm getting better. And then finally, guys, I have another Cold Steel. This is the Engage, and I forget what this lock is called, but it's kind of similar to the Vision FG. It's kind of like the Super Lock. It's operated. It's on the back of the spine. Once again, super fun to use, very fidgety. And actually, these Cold Steels I'm going to talk about a little bit more next week. So, all right, that is one of the reasons, guys, I like pocket knives, the locking mechanisms. And so we've gone through a number of them today. I'm sure there's some that I don't have. If there are some that I don't know about it or didn't talk about or just don't have, let me know. I would be interested to check them out. All right, guys, have a great day. Thanks so much.